Hi everyone, thanks for joining us. I'm Nicola from Daktela and today I'm here with my colleague Lauren. In this webinar, we're here to provide you with a clear before and after look at our current Daktela version and our next evolution offering, Daktela NEO. We're really excited about this major release, so let's get straight into it. So first, a bit of context. NEO is the biggest design and experience upgrade we've released in years. We're big on innovation in Daktela, and for NEO, we've spent months developing it, testing it and gathering feedback. Also, we can make sure our platform is more easier to use and more intuitive. And the key thing is this is just the first step. We have a full roadmap in place. So stage one is all about introducing a cleaner, more modern layout. The workflows are faster and more responsive. And the idea is that Daktela still feels like the system that you use every day, and you can get used to the changes gradually. But it does get exciting as this is just the beginning. Over the next few months, we're rolling out Daktela NEO in stages. So it's small, steady improvements rather than big, disruptive jumps. Today, you're seeing step one with these small, effective design improvements. But the most important thing is that NEO will keep evolving from here. So now that you know our plans, here's what we're showing you today. We'll go through a clear before and after look at a simple dashboard with our new customizable navigation, how to make inbound and outbound calls, the emails and the ticketing system, chat messages, and as these all follow the same look and feel, we're using WhatsApp as an example. And then finally, our inbuilt CRM and reporting. It's a simple, practical run through, so you know exactly what to expect. We'll also send the full recording after the session and some extra resources. And if you have any questions, just pop them in the chat and we'll pick them up. Right, let's take a look. I'm going to hand over to Lauren, who will walk you through how everything looks and feels in your current system and how easy it will be in Daktela NEO. Lauren, over to you.
Brilliant. Thank you for the introduction, Nicola. So to begin with then, we're going to touch on the dashboard. So at the moment, your navigation bar to get around the system in your existing platform is on the left-hand side. Down here, you can see you've got all your different options and they open up when you click on different sections. In Daktela NEO, your navigation bar is a little different. So rather than it being displayed on the left-hand side all the time, instead, at the bottom, you've got this burger. When you click into the burger, that's where you get the same options as you would have before. And you see you've still got your arrows and your drop downs as well. So like in your existing platform, you've got your list. Once you open the burger in NEO, you will also get your list. And the idea here is we can be a bit more selective on a user basis as to who gets what and what you can see, what's more important for you. So during today's session, we're probably going to jump back to the dashboard quite a bit as our sort of home page. So we're going to pin the dashboard to our quick access panel. This now means that when I need to access that panel, I can quickly get to it. Same with tickets, we're going to use that function. So I'm going to pin that there as well. And the reporting, we're going to pin that there. So now when we come off the burger, we've got those quick accesses that we can go into rather than having, like you do in your existing system, the list of everything straight away and all the time. The pins in NEO are actually based on the individual user that's logged in. So unlike everything else with Daktela that is based off your rights and accesses for the teams, the actual pin will be related to the user. So you might have a group of rights called agent. I'll be part of that and Andre might be part of that, but we can have a different pinned access panel. So that's related to just us. In your existing Daktela, all your different communication channels are in the top left-hand corner. So here, when you click on the little 3 dots, you get all of the channels that you have access to in your system. In Daktela NEO, your channels are still located in the same place, so it's still the top left corner, except they're in a bit of a square. And when you hover over that square, all your different additional channels open up. So you can see my user in Daktela has voice, email, SMS, Facebook, WhatsApp, and Instagram. And then my user in Neo has the same channels apart from no SMS for this particular user, so it doesn't show up. So you only get what channels you actually have access to, as to not confuse. The widgets work the same way, so same as in your existing Daktela, you can add and swap and change out widgets. You can do the same thing with Neo. You'll just see a much crisper view of those widgets, and it's a little bit more friendly on the eyes for the Daktela Neo version. One of the elements in your existing Daktela that is in your navigation panel down the left-hand side is your resources. And within your resources, you have your e-learning, your documentation, changelog, API help, and so on. All the information that you might need to assist you with the Daktela system. That will no longer be in your navigation panel. So rather than going into the burger to find your resources, you'll come over to the right-hand side instead. All the way to the bottom here, you've got a green circle with a question mark in it. We click that. You'll then get a pop-up with that same information. So your e-learning, your API help, your changelog, your documentation, still access all of that through here. Also on this left-hand side, if we come up a little bit, so towards the top, you have a few like quick access buttons. So to make a ticket quickly, if you click on this button, that'll quickly take you into a new ticket creation. Adding a new contact or account to the system is this one. And you can add more to there if you want as well. But that's just ones that come as a standard with those systems. Additionally, in your quick access panel on Daktela, on your existing Daktela version, you have your manage settings. And you'll notice in Neo, when we open the burger, those manage settings aren't in there anymore. We have moved them to their own section. So just underneath the burger, you'll see a settings cog. You click on that, that will open up your manage settings. And within here, you'll see you've got all your queues, you've got your call scripts, social media, any integrations, all your device setup, all your user settings, and all your routines. CRM, anything where you would make changes or adapt the system, you'll now access through the settings cog at the bottom left-hand corner of the screen. We'll come back to this at the end. On your existing Daktela, on the top right-hand corner of your system, you have your navigation elements for your individual user. So the individual profile, connecting your phone, how many devices you have online, your queues, and your notifications. In Daktela Neo, you still have these elements, they just look a little different. So existing for your notifications, you've got a little bell up the top, and but you don't have anything to the left-hand side. In Daktela Neo, you have your notification center up here, and you also have a notification bell on the left-hand side as well. Your queue selection on Neo is very similar to your queue selection on your existing Daktela platform. So you'll get a list of inbound, outbound call, any channels that you have access to, you get listed in a pop-up box. Same in Neo, any channels you have access to, you'll get in a pop-up box. As we come out of both of those, on your Daktela Neo, we have device selection as well as we have device selection in your existing Daktela. So what we're going to do is just go unready for both of these users. Now in Daktela, in the Daktela demo site, the users have been set up with what we call WebRTC devices. Bear in mind that some of your teams may actually have the desktop app, which is this particular device, and you may also have a Daktela microsip device. They all will still come up as a function in the top right-hand corner, sorry. So in your existing Daktela, you will select a device. So some of you will only have one device available. You may not have multiple to select from. In this case, we'll select, like we've mentioned, a WebRTC device. We click Go Ready. And then once we go ready, we get the little notification to say we've currently got no device online. And then we click the Open Phone button. This opens our WebRTC device in the background. Click OK. And now you can see we're all connected again. When we click on devices, we've got the WebRTC we just selected. Daktela NEO, very similar. So again, top right, you click select your device. In this position, we only have one available to us. You may actually already have the device selected. Click select device, and then click go ready. Again, same thing. So your device is ready, and we have that is our other system, and this is our over here. This is our Daktela NEO device. And you can see this is our NEO because it's related to the NEO website. And we can see that this one over here is our partner one because it's connected to a different demo site. Okay, so that's your navigation. You may also use a quick search in the system, and it could be for things like user groups or statistics. So in your existing platform, you've got the global search button. When you click on it, it opens a search bar, and we might want to search for users, list of users, and it'll quickly take us to that section of the system. We do still have that function in NEO. If you see, it's already kind of got a search bar available. So if we click in there, opens up a bit more context, type in users, you get the same information pop up, click on list of users, takes us to that area, clear our existing search, takes us to that area of the system. Now I'm going to use my quick access panel and pop back to my dashboard. In my existing Daktela, I'd scroll to the top of my list, click dashboard. Takes us back to the same place. Okay, so that's our navigation section. We're now going to look at how to take a call inbound and outbound. So we'll start with an outbound call. A few ways you can do this. You can do it from your CRM, you can do it from within a ticket. For this example, we're going to show it from just creating a brand new call from the top left-hand section of the system. So click the blue call button and start an active call. I'm going to use my personal mobile for this one. So make an outbound call to our individual that comes through on their mobile. Mute myself over here so we don't get any feedback. And when we open a call in your existing Daktela, your widgets may look a little bit different because this section can be personalized for the customer and the team. So you may have some different iframes in here or some different widgets that show up when you enter this call. In this particular case, we've got the CRM showing up for us. We've got the dial pad for the user, and below we've got a little bit of a form and some iframes and real-time information. The widgets are individual to customers and teams. So like I say, they may look a bit different. And your information for in the call, so your actions such as transferring, adding people to the sessions, putting your place on hold, are all located at the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, as well as your hang up. And you do also have the option to hover over the call on the left-hand side, and those elements will pop up for you. Assuming you were in your home page, they can pop up for you down the side as well. And you notice when we make the call, it will automatically add us to that open call screen. So let's hang up this call. In this particular case, we need a status. So we're going to add a status here and close this down. Now in Daktela NEO, to make an outbound call, very similar. So on your top left-hand side, click on your blue call button and add the call information. So bear with me just while I type in my number. Okay. Make an active call. So again, that call comes through to the individual. Pick that up, put ourselves on hold. And you'll see, so the elements within the call here have moved around a little bit. You still have your widgets. We're showing some different widgets in this case. We've got the calendar, some previous activity for this particular number, and any tickets associated to them. Again, this will be dependent on your team views and what kind of settings that you've got, but it is customizable based off of that. And you'll notice rather than the call information being at the bottom, we now have the call information at the top, still on the right hand side, but this time at the top rather than at the bottom. To open our dial pad, click on the dial pad, we can pause our call recording, invite people to the session, and place people on hold. In this case, when we place people on hold, you get a bold outline on that button to show that it's active rather than the button changing color like you would have in your existing system. And again, hanging up that call. Okay, so that's how we make an outbound call in the NEO system, so very similar. Now I'm going to look at an inbound call to our existing platform. So make a call here. See, we have an inbound call with the pop-up like we would expect. Accept the inbound call. You'll see the widgets have changed a little bit on this one. So we've got an iframe, got some campaign information, but again, you've got the name of your contact at the top who is called into the system. You get your quick access panel on the left-hand side, and down the bottom are your actions for that call, such as your dial pad, your transfer, your invite and hold. And again, in this case, we've got a status. So let's put an inquiry for that one. Close that call. In your NEO system, very similar. So we'll make an inbound call. So this, again, you get your pop-up with the information, what number's calling, where they're calling from. We accept that. And then again, you get your widgets within the call information, and it looks very similar to your outbound call that we made previously. Same information, same details available within this system. Just different widgets based off of the user rights. You can have the widgets looking different to your inbound call and outbound call. Just in the case of this demo, they match, but they would be able to look different based off the queue that you're using. And you access the functions the same way within this call as you did previously in the outbound call from the system. So we're going to hang up. One of the things you may have in your existing platform is a last activity. So a list of the information that has previously taken place, such as how many calls you've made, how many emails, things like that. You do still get that action on NEO as well. So you see here, we're using that particular widget, last activity, and it's showing us that data there. Okay, so for emails in your existing system, if you've got email functionality, then you'll know you can make an email from an existing ticket. You can make an email from your CRM contact, or you can make a brand new email from your top left corner, which is what we'll do in this example. So create a new email. You can automate your queue selection or select a queue. Start typing in the individual you'd like to talk to. So get their email address in there. Select the individual. You can pull that from the CRM or just free type in the email address there, and then start free typing your information. We'll do test email. And then you get your templates to the right-hand side along with your attachments. Down the bottom, you have your navigation panel. So statuses, if you would like to attribute a status to a particular email rather than a whole ticket. And then you get your option to either postpone, delete, or send an email. So I need a subject line, test email, or send your email. Now within NEO, very similar. So again, you navigate to your top left-hand panel, click on the new email. And in this case, when fields need to be filled in, so as we saw a moment ago, couldn't send the email because I hadn't filled in the subject line. Now, rather than giving you that information afterwards, we highlight straight away fields that need to be filled in for you to send the information. So the orange field here indicates something that has to be filled in for the action to be able to take place. So we select the queue. Again, that can be an automated field. It doesn't have to be, you don't have to select that. We'll give our individual and again, we'll give a subject line here, same subject line, test email. You'll see now that we filled that in as well, the orange box has gone. So we can rest assured we've got the information that we need. What you can still have in NEO is your signatures, and they will still show on this section once you select your queue based off the user who's logged in. The user in this demo doesn't have a signature assigned to them, but let's go for going to send this email communication. Some of you may have Copilot available. So Copilot is still available in NEO, and in this case, we'll just extend that message a little bit. So, and then replace that context in here. So it's given us a bit of a signature, even though we don't have one in the platform, and it's extended our message for us. So you may have the access to Copilot, and that is still available within NEO. If you have templates assigned to your users and your rights, then they will show, again, still on the right-hand side under your templates, and your upload is still available on the right-hand side. So the navigation for the writing the email hasn't really changed within NEO. The only thing that has moved is your bar at the bottom. So rather than having a bar at the bottom, your bar is now at the top. And you'll see here, we've got the postpone, you've got the bin, and you've got send, same as we did in our existing platform. And over here, this is where your postponed emails will sit. In this case, we're going to send. And you'll notice on that particular one, we didn't have any statuses that we had to fill in. To give an idea, this is what the email looks like when it's sent to the individual. So it gives you the name of the queue, the information, the ticket number still comes through, and then the email that we've sent back. So we're going to respond. It's going to respond here. Hi, NEO. I could do with some help on a new order. And we'll send that back through. And we'll just give that a minute to come through. While we're giving that a second, we'll look at the listings. So in your existing system, you'll have had down the left-hand side, listings, interactions, and emails, for example, that you can go in and see all the activity that's taken place within the system, any calls that have happened. You get all that activity. Neo, very similar. So on your burger, you go to your listings, interactions, emails. And again, you still get all that information. You still get the eye with everything that is held in there, the description of that email and everything in relation to it. So go back to our dashboard. What you may have noticed then as well is actually some of the visuals have changed. So rather than just being the information as you have in the existing system all grayed out, we've now got some colours in there for the different channels that you're going to select. So an email response in your existing platform, if you've got access to email functionality and you have the ticketing system, then you'll have information such as, let's go to interactions, this particular one here, go into the ticket. So in your existing system, you'll have information like this with the response to the email. In Daktela NEO, very similar. So if you go to the ticket, you'll have your ticket views related to the individual that's logged in. And you'll see here, this is the email that we just sent through. So, hi Neo, I could do with some help with an order. You get your existing email below, and then also you can show your original text for the reply to that email. And the ticket, the system has understood its response to an email that's already been sent out, so it goes back into the same ticket. So opening the tickets next to each other, you can see all of the information is still held above the ticket. It's still filled in up there before you see the breakdown of information that is held within that ticket. You can select individuals from the CRM. You can add new individuals, so create a new record, the same as you can from your existing Daktela system. And you've still got all your information such as your categories, your priority, your stages, any statuses associated to that, and you'll see that orange come up again to say that we would prefer a status to be added. So in this example, it is related to an existing order. And then we've got some more information that we can fill out. In your existing Daktela, you have some white boxes underneath the information above that relate to being able to add a comment, adding CRM records, attaching attachments. So anything that comes through from customers or that you send out to customers will all sit under your attachments section. You have the list of other tickets that are linked to your existing ticket, and then any activities that are associated to the contact that is attributed up here. And articles as well available within there. Neo is exactly the same, apart from they're not highlighted white anymore. Instead, now, when you hover over them, you'll get an underlined and the text changes to blue. When you click on that, it opens up the same information, so you can still add comments, helping Lauren with an order. Save that. And again, your Copilot is available on there as well. Turn the comment off, you can see we can still action that comment, what that would have looked like in your existing system. Helping Lauren with an order, save, and you get the comment down there. So you get the comment here. So very similar. You can also add your CRM records. We have attachments still, works the same way as with your existing system. Any associated tickets, activities related to the user, and articles associated as well. So still get all the same functionality within a ticket that you would have expected before. And same here, as you've got your navigation on the left-hand side for your tickets, you'll have the navigation on your left-hand side for tickets in Neo. One of the differences Here we've got where we have other options within a drop down. We've got an arrow that indicates there's more held within there. On Daktela NEO, you have a folder. So it will show you that there is information sitting within a folder. That's your folder open, that's your folder closed. So it'll show you that you have information sat within there. And again, you'll still get my tickets, all tickets. So all the functionality that existed within Daktela already still exists within Daktela as well. What we're going to have a look at now is the WhatsApp. And now the WhatsApp is one of our chat communication channels. And the functionality that you will see is the same for WhatsApp, web chat, and your SMS. So all three channels view will be the same, and the setup is still the same as it was in the existing system for those as well. So there's no actual change to the way that you would set anything up. So as we know with WhatsApp, you can initiate the interaction if you've had communication from the customer within 24 hours via this button here. In Daktela NEO, similar situation. If you've had contact within 24 hours, you initiate that contact from the top left. Contact name or information, you'd add the number. You either select from your CRM or an individual. You can select a template message or type in or change an existing message. Daktela NEO, type in the contact. And if you did have templates associated to it, you could select them as well. Or in this particular case, you just free type. And then you've got your emoticons with those as well. In your existing platform, you've got start chat and send chat. Difference between the two, start chat would be you're expecting a response pretty much imminently, and you're going to have that two-way communication. Send message, you're going to wait to receive that answer back later on. Exactly the same in NEO, start chat or send a message. The same functionality applies in this system. For this example, we're going to initiate an inbound WhatsApp to show how that works. So I'm just going to send a message from here. I need help. Use the same message on both with an order. There we go. You see you get your inbound chat. We accept that. We know which queue it's coming from. We know who's contacting us. It's pulled the CRM through because this individual exists already within the CRM. And if we respond back here, hi, how can I, what is your order number? What is your order number? And if we respond back from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's very secure order number there. And that information comes through on your WhatsApp for the customer, same as it normally does. So this is the way you operate at the moment. And the widgets can be what you determine. And down the bottom, you get your navigation panel again, which is being able to transfer the chat, invite somebody else to join, or potentially postponing a draft message until later on. In this example, we're just going to close that off. Now for Daktela NEO, instead of our existing platform, we're going to send a new message. Hi, I need help with an order. Now, if I'm not the first person that's supposed to receive this text, then it will sit in my waiting activity. So you'll see here, I've got waiting activity, WhatsApp. I accept that. If I am the first person that's due to receive it, it will come through the same way as we saw a call come through earlier. So it'll pop up with the information, the queue, the user that's contacting us. And you'll see here we get the mobile number, who's contacting us, and the information as well. So again, same question. Hi, I need help with an order. Hello. Can you provide, I'm going to spell this wrong on purpose, your number. And then if we did have, you see it's highlighted where we've got spelling mistakes, and if we wanted to use our Copilot, if we had that available to us, we can as well fix our spelling and then replace that if that's a function that you've got on your system. Send that message back. That comes through to the individual. Again, I'm going to give them the same order number. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See that communication comes back through there. Again, you've got the widgets, which are customizable to the user rights and accesses. So you can determine what is seen on this page. In this example, we're showing previous activities. So we haven't had any WhatsApps with this individual before, but we can see that they've got some tickets open and the activity that's associated to those. So we can open them up. Maybe they're contacting about an existing ticket and we might be asking them about their ticket number. And you can see this is the email that we sent earlier. Rather than your navigation panel being at the bottom, we're at the top again. So top right hand corner this time, you've got your transfer. So you can select your individuals that you want to transfer to. You've got your inviting to the existing call, and you've got your postponing a draft message until later on. Rather than having it say end chat, we have close this time instead. So if we close that off and we do get another message back, it will come through the exact same way as a new chat, and you'll be able to see the historical conversation there as well. In our interaction history, we can open up that chat, see what happened, get all the activity information that is related to that as well. Okay. So the CRM. In our existing system, on the left-hand side, we've got CRM, contacts, accounts, and CRM records, and blacklist as well. Bear in mind, it depends on your accesses to what you will actually see on your system. So it may look slightly different, but these are the functionalities that you can have with the CRM. If we go into our accounts, let's look for a particular contact. Let's start with our contact. A new company, there we go. So the account, a new company. Like you may already know, you can have multiple databases that hold different information. In this particular case, you see at the bottom, you've got all the activities relating to the account. You've got any tickets that this individual has, CRM records, the contacts associated to them, and any attachments such as contracts and things that have been shared with this individual. We can get to the contact either by going on the left-hand side, CRM and contacts, or we can look within the company itself at the contacts linked. In this case, looking at Lauren, once we open it up, we can see all the information that is attributed to that contact. So that's why we pulled up Lauren earlier, because her number is in there. We know what she does. And then underneath, you get information about any activity associated to that individual contact. And then you get any tickets, CRM records, and attachments also associated to this individual. In Daktela NEO, we haven't pinned it, so we're going into our navigation panel. We're going to click on CRM, and we're going to go to accounts. Actually, let's go into this one where we have got it pinned. So in this case, in an earlier example, we've pinned the CRM. We'll go into contacts here. Accounts, sorry, so accounts first, and then test company. See, the information looks a little bit different. So we've got some radio buttons, some drop-down lists that are available within this one, and different databases, again, that you can have associated to it. Scroll to the bottom, and you get the same information. So it's already open. You get your activities, you'll get any tickets associated to the account, you get the CRM records, contacts, and attachments. Contacts, again, can be searched from the CRM and contacts, or from within the account itself. We'll go into Donald from the account itself. Once we go into Donald, you can see we've got his mobile number. we can add his email address, any information related to Donald added within his account. And then when we scroll down and click on things such as activities and tickets, we get all the tickets that are related directly to Donald. Same with CRM records and attachments. So all the information related to him is stored in his CRM contact, same as with your existing system. Go back to our dashboard within both. Okay, so finally we're going to look at reports, and we're just going to focus on the statistics, because remember, all of your statistics can be pulled into reports. So your statistics widgets are what form you're reporting. In your existing platform, you would go to the left-hand panel, reporting, and then statistics, or you could use your quick access. Within Neo, very similar, open your burger, go to reporting and go to statistics, or where we've previously pinned it, you just go to statistics. And you'll see within your reporting, where you've got it previously, a list of all of the different reporting metrics and types. You have the different channels. Within Neo, very similar. So all your activities, all your different channels, and the different information you can find within that. Just going to zoom out a little bit to give us a view. See what have we got here? We're on accounts by queues. So let's do accounts by queues in this one as well. Let's go back this month. Okay, so you get a full view of what's been going on. So this is accounts by queues, so it registers the different queues and how much content's going through them. You get your little graph, and then underneath you get the breakdown. The same in Neo, so if we go back for this month and have a look at the different queues, so you get the queues, and then underneath you get a breakdown of that information. The main difference on this page being the colours. So we've got some quite bold colours in our existing platform, and then we've gone for more pastel colours in your Daktela NEO. That is the main difference in the reporting information. You can still export to Excel, export to PDF. You can still set your reports themselves to be sent out on a regular basis, be it weekly or monthly. So all that information is still available for you to provide to management and things like that. The final one I'm going to show is the real-time panel. So application real-time, how you would have accessed it in your existing platform. Then you get your filters at the top, who's logged in, and then the information on what activity is taking place and how long it's been taking place for. Within Neo, very similar. So you go to the burger, you still go to application and real-time, and you'll get your real-time panel. You get your filters at the top, same way as you do in your platform now. You get a list of who's logged in, and let's say we open up an email. We go back to our real-time. You get an active email there, and you can see how long that email's been taking place for. So in this case, just started it, so we're at like 13 seconds. And you'll get that activity once it's closed. So we've been this one, don't want to send it anymore. That activity goes as well, and you can see that Lauren is now active again and no longer got an email open. Okay, that is the demo. Bear in mind, some people may have different views, or you might have some additional channels. So yeah, feel free to reach out and we can go through stuff in more detail where needed.
Thanks, Lauren. And thank you all for joining us today. We're really excited for you to start using Neo over the coming months. This is just the start of something much bigger, and we're really excited. As I said, we'll pop over the recording to everyone that registered for the webinar, and we'll look forward to seeing you next time. So bye for now.